guys, it's Wedding Wednesday and I wanted to do this week on choosing the venue. Obviously I'm not going to give out the details of where we're getting married on the internet because that would be really awkward, and I can imagine turning up and like seeing just random people turn up. I'm like, I don't know who these are. So I'm not obviously going to tell you where I'm getting married, but I'll give you an idea of the process that we went through when we were narrowing down and choosing our wedding venue. When I was little, there was this place that my mum used to go for these conferences and stuff, and she used to take me with her because I was still quite young. So I used to go to like the childminder bit while she went off to this conference. And we went there quite often. It's a hotel, and it's like a big stately home that's now a hotel, and they do all these, like, you know, conferences and meeting rooms and all that. But I remember every time I used to go there, I used to think, oh, this is the place, this is where I'm going to get married, this is perfect, because it was so, like, I always used to pretend it was my big house when I was little, because obviously when you're little you want to just, you know, pretend these little things. But I always wanted my wedding to be there, so I told Chris this, and he was like, oh, we'll check it out, you know, we'll have a look and we'll get some prices together and we'll look at the packages and whatever. So we went, and it wasn't as magical as I remembered from when I was little. It's still amazing and it's still a lovely place, but it just wasn't as magical as I remembered it. And obviously when you're little you imagine everything to be amazing and your memory kind of rose tints everything. So when you think about it you think, oh yes, it was amazing, but then when you see it in reality it's not maybe as good as you can remember. So we had a look, we spoke to the organiser and we went through all the packages and stuff, and A, it was just way out of our price range, and B, it just didn't suit what we were looking for. And I kind of felt a bit upset afterwards because I'd imagined it to be the place, you know, I thought this was it. Ever since I was little, I'd planned it to be there. So I was a little bit sad that it wasn't suitable for what we wanted. The next one we looked at was nearer to where our parents live. It was nice, I could picture it being there, but again, it was a bit out of our price range, and yeah, it just didn't quite tick all of the boxes. So unfortunately we had to kind of say, maybe not. When we found the one that we're going for, which I won't tell you where it is, but yeah, it's a good one. I think what criteria at least I went for, and I think Chris did as well, but I definitely wanted somewhere where it obviously fit the amount of people that we wanted to invite. It wasn't a church, because I didn't want a church wedding because I'm not that religious. I was never really brought up in any particular religion, and so I made my own choices and I decided that I'm actually agnostic. And Chris, again, I think Chris is an atheist, I think, or agnostic, I'm not sure. But neither of us are particularly religious, so we thought it would be a waste to have it in a church. As much as it would be beautiful to have it in a church, it wouldn't be fair to take that booking away from someone who actually wanted it as part of their religion, if you know what I mean, like part of their faith. So you know, we both kind of decided, no, we'll just go for a civil ceremony somewhere. So this is why we went for our venue. It's like a little cottage hotel. It looks big and there's lots of grounds, but it's not huge inside, but I think that's quite nice. I think that suits us quite well. And they recently have it refurbished as well, so we went to see the refurbishment, and again it looks really, really nice, so that's good. But yeah, I basically wanted somewhere that we could fit all our guests in. We could have the ceremony and the evening do, obviously all in the same venue, different rooms, but it's all in the same place, so we don't have to travel anywhere between the two. It's all sort of central. Somewhere where obviously guests, if they're travelling from far away, can stay either there or at some surrounding hotels, so again that works out really well. And yeah, it was just basically something that when you walked in you thought, yes, this is it. Like, I wanted that impact when you first walk in and think, this is the place. Like, you know, when you're buying a house, you kind of walk in and you know it's the house for you. It needs to be that same kind of feeling. You can't go in kind of half-hearted and think, it'll do, because A, you're spending a lot of money on it, and B, it's your special day. You know, you don't want to go somewhere that's not really what you want or that's right for what your theme is or anything like that. So that's definitely my advice on when you're picking your venue. The other thing to remember is to make sure that your registrar or, you know, your vicar or whoever's performing the ceremony is able to attend on that day at that time, because I didn't quite think about that and I was kind of freaking out thinking, oh my god, we've booked the venue but we need to make sure that we can get the registrar as well. So luckily they were available. So it's on a Sunday as well, so again I was worried that they might be really busy or they might whatever, but they actually A, worked out cheaper on a Sunday, even though they're still expensive, but still cheaper. And B, they definitely could attend. So yes, I was really pleased that I could get them to kind of registrar and venue to get together. Almost like a marriage in itself. The other thing is obviously when you're planning your day, you need to make sure that logistically it works for you. The venue we've chosen is so good for weddings. They are literally wedding after wedding after wedding after wedding, so they're really well versed in how to kind of make it all work and get the rooms ready in time, and it's almost like a conveyor belt with them, which I think I like because it means that they've done it before. You know, it's kind of second nature to them. Some people would worry that it means that your day's less special if they're so used to doing so many weddings after weddings, but I think I'd prefer the efficiency rather than people kind of being a bit too cautious, if you know what I mean. So they kind of know exactly what to do, plus that puts me at ease because I don't have to worry too much about it because they've done it so often that they can kind of guide me through the day, so I don't have to worry too much. All I can do is just focus on having a nice time at my wedding, because I'm sure I'll be nervous or drunk. To be honest, I think Heather is probably going to ply me with a lot of champagne that morning, which I'm fine with, as long as I don't throw up on my dress. Or on Chris, that'd be worse. The other thing, if you're getting music in or entertainment or anything like that, things like public liability insurance and all that kind of stuff that I don't quite understand, but stuff that they need to be able to perform somewhere, the venue probably has all that details about it, but as long as they're insured for anything that could go wrong, which hopefully it won't because it's your wedding, but in case something did, at least they're covered. So yeah, just make sure you just ask all the questions, and you know, if you want a particular band or if you want any kind of special equipment, like you're going to get something set up. Like we were thinking the idea of having roulette tables, which we can't do now because the venue is just not quite big enough, but that's fine. But even if you know, if you decided to get something like that, you know, something like roulette tables or any kind of entertainment or equipment, just make sure that A, the venue is happy with that, because you don't want to hire something and then sort of on the day you get a problem, and B, make sure that if it's a venue like mine where they've got like wedding after wedding, that everything's cleared up and away by the next time someone else has their next wedding, if you know what I mean. Ours is on a Sunday, so it's quite unlikely that there'll be a wedding on the following Monday. But you never know, you know, it's one of those venues that could just be really good for weekday weddings. So yeah, that's kind of my advice, but also what we did when choosing our venue. I would love to tell you where it is and what it looks like and all that kind of stuff, but I can't quite do that yet. I'll probably tell you after the wedding, obviously, and you'll probably see all the photos and stuff. But yeah, leading up to the wedding, I don't think I'll quite share that on the internet. But yeah, it's basically so perfect for us and what we want, and it's gorgeous, and it'll be lovely if it's sunny, or even if it's raining, but if it's sunny, it'll look beautiful in photos. So yeah. Oh, yeah, that's the other thing, make sure your photographer can go as well. Anyway, I hope you liked this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, and if you're interested in anything in particular about our wedding, please do leave a comment with some requests, because I'd love to know what you are interested in. And yeah, that's probably it for today, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!